guys, and welcome to my brutally honest review of these. Sennheiser HD 58X Jubilee Edition. These are the MassDrop versions, or not versions, it's the only version of the 58X Jubilee, but it's MassDrop built, so they've partnered with Sennheiser and released these particular headphones for MassDrop. Basically, I've had these for the last 2 weeks. Used them in a variety of instances: gaming, video editing, music listening, both plugged into the PC directly and then through the Sennheiser GSX 1000 amp. So I've got a pretty good rounded view of what these are good for, bad for, and just my general impressions having used them for the last couple of weeks. So first of all, what you'll notice if you go ahead and buy these particular headphones, 58X, they come in a really basic box, cardboard box. Now, bear in mind, they're on MassDrop for $149.99, I think, or $149. So they're not expensive, especially for the driver that you get in the back of the headphones, and the fact that it's a Sennheiser open back headphone as well. They come in a pretty basic box though, so if you can live with that, you're good, right? Now, I know that the other headphones that Sennheiser are doing with MassDrop right now, which are the, I believe, the HD6XX, they're a little bit more premium. I think they're based off the HD650. I could be wrong with that, but they're a little bit more premium in terms of soundstage and that kind of stuff. They require a little bit more power to power them. Even for these, I would recommend use an amp of some description. They've got a 150 ohm impedance. I think the HD6X has, I think it's 300 ohm, so it takes that little bit more to power them. So if you don't have an amp, you're going to want to get an amp of some description if you go for that higher level. They're $50 more expensive than the HD 58X Jubilees, but I kind of wish for music especially I had a little bit more of that clarity that I know you get from the 6X. So I kind of wish I'd spent the extra $50 from 150 to 200 and gone for the 6XXs. Having said all that, these are phenomenal in terms of sound quality, the sound stage that people talk about. If you're powering them through an amp, and I find they perform really well, they respond really well to that. I haven't had any issues with the quality of the sound in these. In gaming, it's exceptional, especially if you use an amp like this, put it on 7.1 surround, you literally hear so much more that you never got before from like a standard set of gaming headphones or from speakers on the desktop. So for gaming, I would highly recommend these. I just, instead of using actually what was my son's gaming headset and mic, I've been using these and the Blue Snowball, which is a relatively cheap condenser mic, but the difference in the quality of experience when you're playing games is incredible. It really, really does add to the experience. So I highly recommend them for gaming if that's what you're kind of sitting on the fence about. Sounds incredible. Hey, I tell you what, this sounds unbelievable. In terms of music then, I think that's probably where these really do shine. Again, I kind of wish I'd gone for the 6XX, but in and of themselves, they are a step up from any other headphone I've owned in the past. I've owned a number of Sennheiser headphones, Beats, shouldn't really admit to that maybe, but I still use my Beats Solo 3s at the gym, and I love them. I wouldn't take these to the gym. They would get stinking and fall apart more than likely a lot quicker, just because they've got, like, you know, the felt ear cups. They're a little bit more plasticky. On that note, one thing I would note to you is when you open these, they're not the highest quality build you're going to get, especially from Sennheiser. So I don't know whether you'll see this, but around the cups here, you've got this really quite cheap and nasty plastic. It goes around the whole cup. It's kind of like, it's pretty rigid, it's pretty hard plastic, but it is fairly cheap in terms of build quality. You've got the kind of gloss plastic on the headband, which is fine. Again, pretty inexpensively made. You've got a little phone head support or head padding there with a little dip at the top for your cranium. All fine. The ear cups themselves are nice and fairly spongy, but quite firm. I noticed when I first put them on how firm they were compared to the other earphones I've been using. Having said that, they're actually really comfortable. The clamping is quite tight on them. You'll notice that it's kind of, you know, they're fairly closed when you just let them kind of hang there. So the clamping is quite tight when you first put them on, but they're actually really, really comfortable. I haven't had any issues. And then also just the overall look, I have to say I'm really, really pleased with. I much prefer that Sennheiser look with the kind of angled cups, with the sort of beehive effect mesh. I think, it's hard to know, I think this is metal. I'm pretty sure it's metal. It's like a powdered coated aluminium or something. But I really, really like the look. It's fairly low profile when you have them on. But again, they're comfortable. I think they look great. Build quality, as I've said, is okay. I definitely wouldn't say these are premium build headphones. You would get more out of a $200, $300, $400 plus set. But really, I think why people buy these is to get an exceptional sound quality within a cheaper price bracket. And ultimately, if you're asking for the sound quality within a $150 price bracket, something has to give. And in this instance, it's the build quality is just using slightly less than premium materials. Personally speaking, I'm okay with that. Because I will only be using these sitting here in front of the computer for gaming, for music, for editing. I'm good with that. I am okay with taking that sacrifice for the superior sound quality rather than the other way around. So, you know, you got to think about it, the specific use you're going to get out of them. For me, gaming, editing, music, perfect. Really, really happy with the purchase for 150. Yeah, if you know, maybe I should have thrown an extra 50 at it, got the 6XX. Having said that, I would have had to upgrade the amp because the GSX 1000 there that I use to power these has a max impedance of 150 that it's going to kind of push through. So the HD 6XX needs more than that. So you would have to find then another maybe $100, $150 to get a dedicated amp just for those headphones. And then would you get any better experience with gaming and so on? I doubt it, to be honest. Music, you probably would get that little bit extra clarity. And I like the fact that these matched with the GSX 1000 amp here, which I'll do a separate review about. I like the fact that the two mixed together gives you that much flexibility. With the amp, you've got gaming settings, movie settings, music settings, equalizer settings, different volume things, got the 7.1 surround. It works really, really well, specifically with these headphones where I don't think it would work so well with the HD6XX. So those are kind of my first impressions, having used it for a couple of weeks actually. Really, really happy with the purchase. $150 for a headset of this quality in terms of the sound is really, really good value, so I do highly recommend it. I'll leave a link below the video as well, you can check them out. As I said, the only factor that I would kind of weigh into your decision if you're making this, it's all subjective, of course. If you're an audiophile, I'm not. I love music and I listen to music all the time, but I'm not like an audiophile with headphones as yet. Maybe that'll change. So for me, these are great. But if you are an audiophile, maybe the extra $50 would go a long way in terms of giving you the results you want by going for the HD 6XX. In fact, I might even go for them someday. But for now, these are a fantastic set. I'm not going to be battering them or traveling with them or anything like that. So for that use, I think the build quality is perfectly suffice. And I'm really happy with it. So no complaints from me. The sound is incredible. Really is a big difference. If I sat down here and listened to my Beats Solo 3s and then put these on, the clarity that you hear everything with is just that much better with the Sennheiser HD 58X Jubilee. So is it worth $150? It's worth maybe twice that to me personally. I think, you know, you wouldn't go far wrong. $150 for a set like this for the quality of sound you get. It really is exceptional. Like, bear in mind they're open back, so I know, like, when I've been listening to stuff and recording, you can hear, you know, pretty clearly the music coming out the back or the gaming coming out the back. But I use them in the office setting here. It's not going to annoy anybody, and certainly if somebody calls to me, you know, one of my kids needs me or something like that, I can hear pretty decently that there's something going on back there, rather than having a closed back set of headphones where you literally are just stuck there, you can't hear anything. I would prefer the open back by far, and therefore this has been a pretty perfect purchase. No real complaints, and I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of build quality in terms of just the material quality being used. Having said that, nothing is deficient in it, you know, nothing, the plastics are firm, they're not going to snap on you, everything kind of moves and is flexible as it should be with the kind of, you know, this kind of metal frame. No issues at all with anything there. It's just it doesn't use the most premium quality materials. Having said that, the overall look I love. I have to, you know, I kind of prefer this look to like Beats or AKGs or whatever, or a lot of the other. I kind of just like that Sennheiser look, and this is very much in that mold. So what I would say is my overall impressions are, you know, if I had to give it a rating, I would give them like a 90 out of 100. What I would say is the mids are a little bit muddy on these compared to what I've heard the 6XXs are like. So that would be my only kind of comment, but you know, where these maybe get a 90 out of 100, the others may get a 93 or something like that. That might be the difference. But overall, really happy with the purchase. You will not go wrong for $150 using these headphones. So if you're sitting on the fence, I would highly recommend you go for these. Just take the plunge, you won't be disappointed, as long as you're okay with the fact that it's not, they're not going to get any awards for build quality. But those are my first impressions. So click on the link below if you want to check them out on MassDrop. Full disclosure, I will have an affiliate link for MassDrop. So if you did end up buying these or the HD6XXs or anything else, I may get a commission from MassDrop for that. But as with all these videos, I never will recommend anything for you guys that I don't use day to day in this office. And there's plenty of stuff I buy that I just don't do videos on, that I maybe send back or, you know, ship out to eBay or give to somebody else that I'm just not happy with. Everything you see here, everything I review on the channel will be stuff I use every single day and highly recommend. So this is the Sennheiser HD58X Jubilees. Highly recommended. Check them out yourself on MassDrop. Meantime guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it. Share it out. Let me know any questions you have about these. I'd be happy to help. And meantime, have a great day. See you soon.